best. It's Azili, the pride of Yale, Zena Cada.
She's back.
I am Bonte Hill. She is back, and the Dubs are back with a nice win after giving up a lot of points in the first half. They tightened up the defense in that important third frame.
This is exactly what you want in a bounce-back game. After what you saw in Portland, there were so many defensive adjustments. You saw folks hedging and then trapping, being able to get back in transition. It was beautiful to watch the Warriors get better within the case of this game.
I saw Jonathan Kuminga
We saw a lot of that.
the paint
Amen.
over and over and over. I saw the Warriors protect the paint, especially going against John Morant, the guy who lives in there and creates havoc through it. I saw the Warriors do a good job moving the basketball. Steve Kerr found a few lineups that he can go with. You know, after the last game against Portland, they asked if he found a lineup he liked. And tonight, I bet he can say there's a few lineups I like defensively and offensively that I can move forward with.
All right, I want to hear from Mo Money, who's standing inside with Fitz and Buki. Quick turnaround tomorrow night against the Clippers, who the Warriors lost all 4 times to last season. But the Warriors are now 3-1, fueled by that monster third quarter. Remember, the Warriors were just up 4 at the half, and Memphis was doing whatever they wanted offensively. Then the Warriors turned with their defense, and at this point, 80-73, the Warriors will go on a 17-5 run, and they were off and running, Zena.
And what happened? They started running in fast breaks, in transition, getting that connectivity that they had on offense, making it so that they could get open shots. Look at how that ball is being swung from one side to another. That's what happens when you want to get your shooters in rhythm. You have the offense in rhythm. And, of course, Steph Curry's going to do his thing, step back, and, of course, put shots up. But what I love most is what this third quarter showed, the diversification in scoring. When you end up with 4 players in 20 points, you don't have all of the burden be on Steph. You don't have all the burden be on Jimmy. You can find different options, as Moses was saying, and that third quarter really put that on display.
What this game showed was the Warriors are one of the deepest teams in the West. And that's saying a lot, because there's a lot of teams with a lot of talent. And tonight, I thought the adjustment from the first half to the second half was taking care of the ball. 10 turnovers in the first half alone, 5 in all of the second half. So taking care of the ball was key. And then Steve Kerr adjusted something. He said essentially Jimmy or Steph was going to be on the floor at all times. And so the adjustment was Draymond goes out a little early. He comes in with the second unit, as he's in with Steph and his GP2 Moses Moody. Moses then catches fire because he's not playing with guys who are in rhythm. And then it just keeps multiplying from there. Jimmy was having a night. Jonathan Kuminga was having a night. Draymond upped the intensity and the physicality. Steph has been having an incredible few games so far. 16 points, but you can feel his gravity the whole time because everybody else could eat off of his gravity.
And one of the reasons you can do that is because you have connectivity players. And tonight, once again, Jonathan Kuminga was that connectivity player, being able to be out there, whether it was Steph, whether it was Jimmy, whether it was Draymond, being a passer first as he drove, but also finding his own buckets. And that's what you love to see for him, especially on offense, being able to find the opportunities for those stars, but then also eating himself.
I love it. I got a few Air Congos coming tonight.
Double for Eric Congo tonight. 25 points, 10 rebounds.
And you're looking at this is the biggest part. Steph Curry, under 30 minutes. Draymond Green, under 30 minutes. Jimmy Butler, under 32 minutes. This is what's going to get you to the finish line deep into the season when you got your stars playing those limited minutes.
Especially with another game tomorrow night right here at Chase Center against the LA Clippers. But that third quarter flipped in a heartbeat. You saw the score, 80-73. And then Draymond Green said, you know what, I'm going to get feisty out here. And he was out there doing his thing. The game within the game. Bessie fellas, we love the game within the game. But there's Draymond Green. You know, he was taunting, he was talking. He loves talking to the Memphis Grizzlies. Look at him. He's up and running. And you see right here, turnover, loses his dribble. And Santi Aldama going there for the layup. Nothing easy. Nothing is easy in the paint when it comes to Draymond Green. And he's telling everybody, nah, that's not a hard foul. That's not a hard foul. That's soft. Then Jerry Jackson Jr., how about you just wow it?
Yeah, don't tell the kids at home this one. This was just disrespectful out on the floor. This was a veteran talking to a young.
Let me tell you this. There's nobody that's going to punk Draymond Green's team right now. This is wild.
This may be the gift of the year.
Listen,
the kids call it the gift. And Santi Aldama missed both regular free throws.
That's definitely a meme.
That's what Draymond's saying with this little hop right here. The ball don't lie.
What was that hop? What was that?
I'm also trying to figure out, there's a lot going on here. But you know what's so funny? I feel like I've seen Brandon Podziemski do that exact same thing. I don't know where he got it from. We're going to have to ask him. I don't know.
Fezzi, you want to pull it? What was he trying to do, man?
I have no idea. What are the kids? Is that something that's new in this?
You're the resident dancer,
It's
man.
not 6'7". I know that that's the only one I know. But this right here with the hop, I don't know. I feel like there's something to it.
I feel like I could pull a hammy if I do that.
I'll say
I'll
say this.
Stop.
No more injuries around this NBA, please.
No, I will say this about that. You know, Draymond is the guy who brings the physicality. He brings the intensity. You saw the clip earlier where he was actually talking to his teammates. That's him getting the team fired up. The first half, they were up by 4, the Warriors were, but that wasn't okay. That wasn't Warriors style of basketball. Ja Morant was living in the paint. The Warriors were turning the ball over. There really wasn't that rhythm. I thought they hit a few shots that put them over the edge, but the second half, you could feel that presence. Draymond starting at center, that was a great way for him to really set the tone for the whole team.
You're right, Fezzi. That was 3 consecutive first halves in which the Warriors have allowed at least 61 points. But you know what? They have a guy who's starting to buy into his role, and he's playing exceptional basketball right now, and that is Jonathan Kuminga, who all he did was mess around and drop a double-double tonight. How about that for Eric Congo?
No. Not buying to his role, Bonte. JK is now the guy who they're running plays for, and guys are recognizing that they need this talent, the strength, the athleticism, the ability to get to the rim, all these things. When you have this, you have a chance, especially going against all these young legs. The Memphis Grizzlies have a lot of young guys on the floor, but JK's still the best athlete out there.
I think there's a balance between buying into a role, being given a role, and then also taking a role. And I think Jonathan Kuminga is doing all 3 here and being able to do all the things that's being asked of him, whether it's getting to the glass and crashing the glass, whether it's passing the ball, making the right passes, right? It's not just about when he's scoring, it's about how he's scoring, when he's deciding to be aggressive to the basket, taking on his own versus taking on his own and finding his teammates in traffic. I mean, these are all the things that are indications that his maturity is there. And that's what you want to see out of JK.
Well, we're seeing when he plays at least 30 minutes, his numbers look like tonight.
Yes.
His 6th double-double of his career. He plays in 31 minutes and 33 seconds, but he goes 9 of 14 and doesn't settle for the three-point shot. Only 2 3-point attempts, but yet he gets to the free throw line as well because he's living in the paint. He goes to the free throw line 8 times, Fezzi.
Yeah, he's playing his role, understanding that he is a mismatch no matter who you put on him. If you put a smaller guy who can match up with his quickness, he is big. If you put a bigger guy on him, he can get by him. These are things that he is starting to see, but also his teammates are seeing that. You've seen Steph set a ball screen for him. You saw GP2 set a ball screen for him tonight. As long as this system and the chemistry continues to build, the sky's the limit for this team.
Zena, what I like too is he's defending the top guys on the opposing team. Luka night 1. We saw him against Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon in night 2. How about tonight starting off on Ja Morant?
Yeah, and the thing about it is like these are really tough assignments. And these are some of these type of assignments that you're not expecting that person to not score at all. But you're expecting that person to be slowed down, to have to score tough buckets. And that's exactly what Ja Morant had to do, other than when they were scoring in transition. Of course, that was the main issue. But yeah, I'm looking down at Jonathan Kuminga. It's the 3 offensive rebounds, 7 defensive rebounds, 10 rebounds. Remember last year we'd be like, if we can get 6 rebounds out of Jonathan Kuminga, that we know he's engaged, he's in it. 10 rebounds. This is what he's doing now naturally. And then 9 of 14, so efficient. And again, it's the choices that he's making, all based on what Fezzi says, because he knows whoever's in front of him, he can take.
No doubt about that. And he's skying high for those boards on the glass there. JK, another solid night to start his 2025 season. How about Brandon Pajemski? We discussed his game in the pregame show. Maybe he's just getting off to a slow start, shooting 29.5% from the three-point line. But you know what? Pods had it rolling today. He was a key cog in that third quarter. You see his overall stat line, 20.6 assists and only 7 field goal attempts. Very solid game for P-Pods.
I told you it was early, Bonte. I told you it's still early in the season. You guys are worried about slow starts. It is game 4. I know Brandon Pajemski and the whole bench for the Warriors were excited for this game. Just a chance to bounce back. What I loved is his physicality. I saw a few times where he took that ball and he just went through the chest of somebody on the other team and got to the rim. Those are things that I love to see, but also what's most important for your guard is to create plays for other people.
I said in the pre